Okay, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. We're making meal in a Mylar bag sloppy joes, and I'm just going to I got 3 pounds of 97% lean ground beef. We're going to brown that. Once that's browned, I'm going to drain it, rinse it, and put it back into the skillet. Then we're going to add some a pound bag, I guess this is, of diced pepper and onions, and 3 cans of manwich. So everybody knows how to make manwich from the can, basically, the recipe for that, so I don't want to bore you with that, but what we're going to do is just brown it and cook it up. So I don't want to spend too much time on this, because the more fun is going to be when I unpack the Mylar bags, the whole meal, and we'll rehydrate the whole meal at the end of this video. So let me get this cooking, and I'll see you when it's ready to go in the freezer. Okay, so there you have it. So just to review, I browned 3 pounds of ground beef, 97% lean. I then drained it and rinsed it. I brought it back and put it back into my skillet. I added the bag of chopped peppers and onions, frozen. I think that was a 1 pound bag. Then I added 3 cans of manwich. Now, all that was on sale at my local store. The 97% lean was $3.99 a pound, which was a bargain around here anyway. And the manwich was on sale for $1 a can, so made out like a bandit. Alright, so now I'm going to tray that up, 2.5 pounds per tray, which is the maximum you can put on a medium Harvest Right freeze dryer tray. Oh, and then I simmered that all for 20 minutes too. Kind of let all the flavors mix together and kind of cooked it down a little bit. Since we're going to freeze dry it, we want all the moisture gone anyway. I didn't cook it down much though, about 20 minutes. If all's fair in love and war, I'm going to have a little bit left over for my dinner tonight. Alright, that's 2.5 pounds. Now that's still hot, so I'm going to set it off to the side and let it cool down before I put it in the freezer. There you have it. There's my other 2.5 pounds. Like I say, I'll let this cool down, then we'll pop it in the freezer until it's frozen solid, and then we'll get it all in the freeze dryer. Next time you see this, it'll be coming out. And look at that. I got enough left over for 1 or 2 sandwiches if I'm skimpy on the sandwiches. Perfect way to end the day. I'll see you when this is ready. Okay everyone, here we go. That's out of the freeze dryer. A little bit over 40 hours. 2 trays of potato salad and 2 trays of sloppy joes. So I'm not going to mess around here. I'm going to go ahead and get this all packaged up, and then we'll do a taste test. Okay, so here we go. This is my sloppy joe meal in a Mylar bag. So let's open her up and see what I've got packed inside here. Okay, got my accessory pack, got my bread, crackers, pilot bread crackers, sloppy joes, potato salad, baked beans, chocolate pudding, and my O2 absorber. Now these, I keep that because that can make a nice trash can, especially if you're out backpacking or hiking or survivaling. They're great to put all your trash in. Alright. So what we gonna do first? I like sweets, so let's get this rehydrating. And all this stuff that I got in the mills, if you're watching this for the first time, I'll put links to different stuff like my pudding. I've done a video on pudding. Take my O2 absorber out. I'm going to reconstitute it in the pouches. And ideally, you know, if you're out camping, you wouldn't have a tray maybe. You could eat all this stuff right from the pouch. Right now I'm just kind of crunching up the powder. It reconstitutes better, pudding does, without lumps. And I was in a rush to pack it and I didn't roll it in a Ziploc bag as well as I should have. Alright, let's get some cold water. Let's sparingly put that in there. Supposed to end up with about a half a cup of pudding, if my math was right when I divided that. So I put almost a half a cup of water in there. Just trying to get down in these little folds. You want to make sure water gets down in there so it can reconstitute in there. Give it a little knead. Make sure I got that zipped. And as I'm kneading this, I can feel any lumps that were in there from the not crunching it up. Alright, let's set that off to the side. Then we got, what else cold? Tater salad. Alright. Put some cold water in there. Again, I'm going to kind of eyeball that. Oh, let's take that O2 absorber out. Don't want that in there. I put a half a cup of water in there. We'll see how that does. Put that off to the side. Okay, now we're ready for some hot stuff. Hot water. Let's do the Sloppy Joe mix. Take that O2 out. Add some hot water in there. And that's absorbing that very quickly. It hasn't got to the bottom yet though. Pick that up. Give it a good shake. Ah! I didn't get it zipped well enough. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, I'm giving that a knead. You gotta worry about these folds in the bottom because it's kind of hard for the water to get down in there. So you want to try and make sure that you get all the water down in there. This is very hot, by the way. Alright, let's put that to the side. And let me get this cleaned up. Okay. Now we'll do the baked beans. O2. See if I can do this without making a mess. A lot of baked beans in there. Alright, while that's reconstituting, let's get my accessory pack open. And what we got in here. We got salt and pepper, a paper towelette, that's my sweet tea, a straw, a fork, and a knife. So let's get this tea reconstituted, because we'll need something to drink with our meal. Alright, so that takes 1.5 cups of cold water, which should give me 12 ounces of tea. Let's see if I can get this zip shut this time without making a mess. Yeah. Give that a good knead, good shake. Okay, so what I'd like to do with my drink here is open it up like that, take my straw with my fingers on the inside, I try and poke a hole through this Mylar, and it's stiff. But if you work at it, you can get it in there. The old Capri Suns, I think they had a weakened spot on those before you put your straw in. I don't have that. There you have it with the straw. Tastes like sweet tea. Okay. Now my pilot bread. This pilot bread, if this is the first time you've seen it, I've done a video on just the pilot bread. It's long-term storage, very popular up in Alaska. Seems to last forever. And I've had people say it's like hardtack. No, this is nothing like hardtack. Hardtack is called hard because it's very hard. These are crackers. And I would say they're a little bit harder than a military MRE cracker if you've had one of those. You know, they're not saltines or anything, but they're not as hard as hardtack. Alright, so my potato salad sat here for a while. Let's dish that out. I made a lot, so I might need to use 2 cavities for that. Like I say, I've got recipes for all this stuff, and I'll put the link down in the description. This is my original recipe for potato salad for long-term storage. And let me tell you, it's good. Alright, let's see what else we got. Sloppy Joe's baked beans. Yep, those things will be rehydrated well. And you could eat, like I say, you can eat this right out of the pack if you were camping. I'm training it up so you can kind of see the quality of it. I see some of that powder that didn't get water on it, so we might top some of this up with water once we get it on the tray. That was probably down in the bottom of the bag. Yeah, it looks a little bit dry. So we're going to help it out. I'm trying to keep this clean because I want to get a shot of this once we get it all laid up, displayed out. Alright. Put my crackers over here. Let's dump our sloppy joe in there. I'm going to give that another mix real quick. If it's still filled at the bottom, it's going to be a little bit dry. But you don't want to make this too runny. And let's dish out our dessert. I always say this in every video that I do the pudding. It just amazes me how well pudding reconstitutes and turns back into a pudding consistency. Alright, so I want to get in there and get a nice zoom in on that for my thumbnail. Think I got everything there. John and Bibbs Sloppy Joe meal in a Mylar bag. Only thing left to do now is eat it. So what I thought I'd do is take a cracker, take some of this Sloppy Joe mix, spread it on the cracker like such, and give it a taste test. That's good. Tastes like Sloppy Joes on crackers. Hamburger reconstitutes so well from freeze dried. Try some of my baked beans. Yeah, Sloppy Joes and baked beans go together well. And then of course our side of potato salad. That reconstituted really well too. It tastes nice. It's nice and cold because I use cold water with that from my water dispenser. Potatoes reconstituted very nicely. If you do these, you want to keep your potatoes in small chunks. I learned the hard way. And I think the video that I made this originally that I'm going to link to in the bottom, I had bigger chunks of potatoes, and it took a while for the moisture to get to the center. So these I cut a little bit smaller. So it's got very small chunks of tomato in it, potato, silly, potato in it, but it reconstitutes very nicely. These beans are good. They maintain all the flavor, but you end up using a lot more water to rehydrate than you would think that you need on those. So I noticed there when I picked up that fork, I still had some powderized beans, which means the moisture didn't get to the center of that bean. Don't detract from the taste because beans are so delicate, freeze dried anyway. And the thicker you make that sauce, the richer the bean tastes. But that is so good. That pudding, look at that, reconstitute perfectly. This is chocolate. Got to be my favorite pudding. Though that pistachio was really nice too. Okay, so there you see it. Beautiful meal there. Tons and tons of energy, protein in that. Definitely get you through the day, or way to end the day. This is my dinner for tonight. Only one thing left to do. To show you, let me move this out of the way a little bit. Let's take this towelette and I'll demonstrate what you do with that. You just drop it in your water. That sweet tea goes well with this too. And you see what happens, it puffs up. Then you just kind of unfold it. And you get a very substantial towelette out of that. Very nice. Perfect. So there you have it. John and Bibbs Sloppy Joe meal in a Mylar bag, served with potato salad, baked beans, and a side dessert of chocolate pudding. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching.